Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna try and convert my firewall threat defense into the ASA code again. The reason why I'm doing this is I actually forgot to upgrade the Armand software firmware, and I had no way to find out how to use this transfers in the firewall threat defense. It's simply not gonna. It's just not gonna take on the simple copy TFTP to the disk. It's gonna probably take another video if I'm gonna look into that. But today I'm just gonna revert it back to the SA code and show you how I did that to upgrade the Armand software. The first thing we're gonna do is boot into Armand. I'll just connect. And of course, when we are going to boot into Armand, we needed the serial cable. So let's just gonna let it boot up until then. And here, of course, we're gonna press escape. And now we are in Armand. This is a few settings that we need to verify. As we can see here, the address of the management interface is 192.168.2.10/24, and this is the gateway, and this is my FTP server on the 82. It is set to boot into the firewall threat defense, so this is we're going to change. By simply selecting the image and the new file. And let's see if it actually got it. It does. So we need to, just for security reasons or how you see it, ping the FTP server. And that is actually not going well because the management interface needs to be changed also. I'm just gonna do that. The reason for this is that it's actually connected to a switch which is in VLAN 3, and that's a subnet for VLAN 3. So now it should be able to ping. See if it can ping the gateway. Yeah. And the FTP server as well. Right. One thing we can do more is check if I have connection to the FTP. And it looks like that. And you can see that the boot image is the ASA, and that's the one that we configured. Right, so we're gonna sync this. This means that it's actually loading this configuration into the Armand, and we can erase. So we are going to erase everything that is on the disk, so we have an empty disk. And that's just going to run there for like a couple of minutes. Okay, so now it's finished erasing the disk, and we're just gonna download the configuration as well here from the TFTP server. Let's see if it's gonna grab it, and it's gonna receive it. So we finished booting up into the image that is loaded in Ramond, but I don't want to use this initial config, but we are just going to log in here, and there's actually no password in this. So we don't have a running config, but what we need to do now is download the image from the FTP server to the flash, because right now it's running it in the Ramond downloaded image, and if I reboot, there will be no software to run the ASA. But before we do that, we actually need to format the disk, because we erased it before, and we can try and see what is on it, but there's nothing really on it, so we were gonna format it. The problem right now is that we don't have a running config, so I lost all my interfaces. We can actually see this here. And you see we do not have any config in any of the interfaces, not even the management. Configure the management interface with the same IP address as we had before. And then we're just going to make a route, otherwise it still doesn't know how to get to the 192.168.2 network. And the way we're going to do that is just going to add a route in the management interface to this network by this default gateway. So let's see if we have connectivity. Of course, we need to open the interface. And just to make sure that we can connect to our FTP server, just gonna ping it. The string here that we need to, the name of the host, and this is the username and password. Don't worry, you can't reach this from the outside. And we can now see that we have a whole different set of files on the disk. And just to show you that it's actually working, we're just going to reboot it. Otherwise than that, we will be finished with the video. So now we are finished, and we can see that we are running the latest software. You can see here that's the firmware that we loaded and transferred. The system image file. So that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy.